have an idea. So you may be wondering why my easel has come to join us. We are going to make a crochet painting. So it's going to be like a mixed media kind of thing. So I have a canvas right here and we'll do a combination of actual paint and crochet on this. And I think it's gonna turn out really cool. I actually have multiple ideas, but the one that I think I'm going to go with today is going to be like an ocean themed kind of painting. Think like my Loch Ness monster that I made that had like an ocean theme to it. I want to do a coral reef painting. I don't know if you've seen any crochet paintings. There really isn't too many of them that I've seen online, but I will show a couple of them that I spotted that partially inspired me for this. Most of them are floral, and I think it'd be really fun to make like a floral one in the future, or maybe like a garden themed one with like strawberries and blueberries, and then maybe like a little bumblebee and leaves. And we're just gonna see how this goes, and if we like it, then we can always make more. I have not used this easel in such a long time, so I'm excited to get back into painting a little bit and to do something with this today. But I don't think we need this right away. I think we should sketch just to start out to see what we want to do, and it might just look like some scribbles. I'm just gonna try and figure out exactly like where I want different elements to be on the painting. It just looks like some swirls. I feel like I have to explain what I drew because I know it doesn't look like much, but it was really just to give me like a somewhat semblance of an idea of where I want to go with this. And this like spiral doodad, I want to have this kind of coral right there. So it's gonna be like yellow like that. I think it'd be fun to try and pull from a little bit of reality. But now, how are we going to attach the crochet onto the canvas? I have this rotary cutter that I felt like we could use for this. I don't know, it's just an idea. I just bought this. I've been really wanting to try like doing like a thrift flip or something. Look at that. We could use this perforated blade, so I need to swap out this like blade, and then we can crochet directly into the surface of this canvas. This could destroy the canvas, so don't worry. I do have another canvas, and this is not like a super expensive canvas. This cost me very little money and I've had this forever. But I feel like this could be a really good way to attach some crochet to the canvas if it does work out. I want to call it a rotisserie blade so bad. I don't know what is wrong with me, but I want to call it a rotisserie blade. Maybe I'm just hungry. I don't know. I feel like, I should probably read the instructions on how to change the blade. So 1 second, I'm gonna swap out this blade real quick. I now have the rotisserie blade on. Now this will either work very well or be a complete flop, but I mean, we won't know unless we try. I've also never cut with a rotary cutter before, but I have watched some people online cut with them. Hopefully that gives me enough knowledge to do this. All right, I'm just gonna try.
Okay, so just a little voiceover because I want to describe what I'm doing right here. As I got to the tinier part of the spiral, I realized that I could not keep just like rolling the rotary cutter over it because it was just too narrow. So I started poking directly where I wanted the holes to be, but also I could have used some scissors for this part. It probably would have been a little bit easier, but I just wanted to show you.
So I was genuinely concerned that like the canvas on the back would want to come apart, and like I did accidentally make some kind of like big holes, but it is holding together really well. So far I think this is a success. I think it looks great. I think the rotary cutter worked really well when I was working on like the larger spots, but as you start to get like smaller and smaller in the spiral, that was difficult. It was not as good. Okay, so I grabbed some yarn, and this is Posh Pearl or Cozy Cub. It's one or the other. I'm using a combination of the both because I like this yarn. It is very durable. I was thinking about maybe purchasing some like regular acrylic yarn for this project, but why not use what I already have? I don't need to go shopping. It's fine. This will work out great, I think. So I picked one of my tiniest hooks so I can go ahead and just fit it right into the canvas because it'll fit into these little holes that we made a little bit better. But then after I use the small hook just to lay down our layer, I plan on using a larger hook for the crocheting the rest of it because this will suit the yarn a little bit better and it'll not be quite as tight, but hopefully it'll work out fine. I think we're going to go ahead and start with this yellow, and I'm just going to do slip stitches or single crochets starting from like one end or the other end and just going all the way around in these perforations. Ooh, look at the back. Isn't that pretty? So I'm just gonna hook the yarn. Perfect.
So basically I'm inserting my hook and then through the back I'm pulling up a loop like you can kind of see here, and then I'm doing a slip stitch. I just pull that loop underneath the loop I made previously. And I just continue this for the entire first row. Now I know you're probably not gonna be remaking this or anything, but I figured I would just explain to you everything that I'm doing if you were curious.
I filled in between where there was like a lot of white. You can kind of see the white just a little bit, like the canvas. I think after I do the next row, you're not going to be able to see into the canvas really at all because I think it's going to fill it up. But a little recap on what I did if you are curious. I started with a slip stitch directly into the canvas, and then these are double crochets that I did into each of the slip stitches, and I randomly did like increases. I think it worked out okay, but now what I want to do, I'm trying to decide between double crochet or triple crochet, and the difference being that like one will be like taller than the other, so it'll make it like quite a bit taller. I might do both and have like kind of a variation of heights. Like maybe towards the center I'll do the triple crochets, and then towards the outer it'll be like double crochet, because I noticed that this type of coral kind of grows kind of like a mound. The stitches are looking like kind of straight, but I want there to be like a kind of deal with it. To do that, I think I'll do some increases, and I think that should work out nicely. I'll let you know if I change my mind or do something different, but yeah, I think we're almost done with this coral. It is quite hard when it is like right up against the canvas, but now that the stitches are taller, that makes it a lot easier to crochet. Because having it right in the canvas it's tricky, y'all. It's definitely tricky. After this next row, I think we'll add a row of this color, and it's gonna look good. So let's jump into it. I absolutely love how this came out. I do think it came out vaguely floral, though. It kind of looks like a flower, doesn't it? I think after we add more like coral looking things, it'll look more corally. It's pretty. Let me show you up close what it looks like. Isn't that so cool? And look how tall it is. It's so cool. As you can see, I have some more coral pulled up on my computer screen, and that's because I'm trying to decide what I want to make next. I grabbed this really pretty purple. I also grabbed some pink and some of this red. I felt like these kind of match some of the colors that I'm seeing, but I'm thinking maybe we don't apply all of the crochet before painting because I'm worried that it'll all be in the way. So I think we'll just add a little bit more, but I think we'll do like a coral kind of looking like this or looking like this with these two colors. I just think it would look pretty in both of these colors. I think I want it to be right here in this little spot. So I'm just gonna poke a couple of holes. I poked 2 holes. Let's bring you guys a little bit closer. So I'm going to show you exactly how I make this one coral just to kind of give you an idea. I'm going for a very organic shape, so it is very free form. So I have chained just like a few, but I want to continue chaining. And then I'm going to go ahead and just randomly do like a slip stitch in the second chain from hook, another slip stitch in the next chain. And then I think I'll chain some more. 1, 2.
Basically just going back and forth between chaining and slip stitching until I kind of like the shape. And it's just very free form, so I just keep going until I decide that I like the way that it looks.
So you can already see like the little pieces coming off, but I'm just going to continue like chaining, coming back down, chaining, coming back down, just again and again until we have a little more coral. Okay, so I grabbed spatial awareness. Before it starts getting later, I think it would be good to go ahead and paint. That way I can still crochet as the paint is drying. And I tend to be a little heavy-handed with paint, so I'm going to try not to be too heavy-handed this time. I really like the texture that like a thick coat of paint has, but we don't have time for that today. I'm thinking the shades I want to use is like blue, purple, but I also have these powder paints that I'm thinking about incorporating as well. I feel like applying it a little bit like blush onto the crochet could be cool. I only have red and white, so I don't know if we'll use this. My paintbrushes, and then I have a bunch of different colors. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out all the shades of blue I can get, and then some purple. This is blues right here. And we're just gonna jump right into painting. I think this is gonna be really fun. It's been such a long time since I painted, and I'm kind of really excited for it. So let's jump in. So here's what our canvas looks like. It turned out a lot darker than I was actually intending for it to be, but I still think it looks pretty good. And it definitely helps the lighter colors to pop like crazy. So I think that's good. So it is done for now. We just need to crochet up some of the other coral and things that we want to add on. Let this dry, and then we'll return to it, okay? So let's crochet some coral and maybe some sea creatures too. I think it'd be fun to make like a little octopus. I want to make some of these like little mushroom looking guys, or just really honestly, I just want to make one out of this red color because I think that would be cool to incorporate. I'm just trying to look at all the different types of coral and incorporate some of them. I want to cover up the canvas a little bit more because like when you look at a coral reef, it has all these like different colors and things. I just want it to feel more like full and complete. The canvas is now dry. We're going to be covering up most of this blue color, so it may have been like a little bit like pointless to paint the background, but I think it was good too because then if it is peeking out anywhere, it's like now covered. I also just finished this mushroom-ish looking little coral and also this little octopus. And I just want to get started on doing some more. I really want to add an anemone next. Think about using some of this cream yarn for it. I plan on doing this basically by looping the yarn through. So let's go ahead and poke some more holes right along here. And we want it to be in the shape of a circle. So It's almost like the canvas is weaker after I painted it. That's so interesting. I wonder why that is. But let's go ahead and attach. It should be fine. I'm going to extremely lightly paint each of the tips of this. One by one. Finished our anemone and I went ahead and added our little like mushroom looking coral, and I'm thinking it would be nice to add in some different colors. So I think we're gonna go ahead and make some of the like tubular looking coral, and I'm also thinking about adding some green in as well. I just feel like it needs some more colors, so let's get into it. Okay, so I finished more little things to go onto it, and I'm very excited about it. I want to show you just a few, and then we're going to begin assembly time because we are just about done. I decided I want to cover up all of the paint, so we did all that painting for no reason. I don't know, the dark blue just really wasn't hitting for me, but let me know what you guys think. You obviously haven't seen this final product yet, but I do think it's going to be cute. Like, I think you guys will like it. But let me show you a few of the little critters before we get to attaching them. Here we have little like starfish. Of course, I had to make a little clownfish, and I made a little sea turtle. Now we just need to attach these critters and all of the other coral that I have made. So let's get into assembly time.
After this final step, it is finally time for the final reveal.
I love how bright and colorful it is, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think that you would ever try crochet painting? And I will say, you do not have to crochet directly into the surface of the canvas like I was doing. I feel like that was a little unnecessary. I think it was kind of good for this like big yellow one, but for the rest of these, I found it a lot easier just to sew them on. Not that I think anyone's actually going to do this, but I do think it was pretty fun, and it was a fun challenge. So if you want to, I really want to make another one, and I really want to incorporate more painting in it next time because, yeah, this is a little light on the painting and heavy on the crochet. So maybe we can try again. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I think it's pretty cool though. But with that being said, we are all done. So I will see you guys next time. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.